of African Americans ain't Africans, the talk show that proves without a shadow of a doubt that the so-called African American didn't find his way in America in the trunk of a ship. I'm your host, the Indigenous One, and this is part 3, our last part, talking to the sister Noga over in Israel. But we got a special treat today because today her daughter's here. So we're going to hear the voice of an Indigenous American woman that's never been to America. And this is, and we doing this for 2 things. One, because y'all see how cute she is, right? And you see what we let, what we don't cherish, what we don't think is important, how we don't care about our lives. This is what leaves our country, and they can't help make us flourish and grow because that, they've been trained that there's some other people. So we're going to jump right into this. Noga, how are you today? Thanks for joining us.
Oh, Tom, thanks for having me, and all good over here.
Okay, why don't you have your daughter introduce herself to the audience?
Hi, my name is Romeo Ross, and yeah.
So how do you like it over there?
It kind of suck over here.
See, that's why I like to hear kids, children's voice. They give you the real. Just give it to you. It sucks. What do you mean?
It's kind of boring. Nothing really happens here, like, at all. It's kind of like really peaceful, but like boring. I don't really know how to explain it. Nothing really happens, and I don't have much friends because people is kind of dumb.
So America is really your home, but you're over there in another country. How did that? What do you think about that?
I think that it sucks, like that I'm over here and I can't be over there.
So if you were here, what do you think you'd be doing?
A lot, obvious. Like, honestly, I obviously be fighting for Black Lives Matter right now because that's really what I'm really on right now, and help, like, and also I would like to meet more people like me,
Yeah,
and learn more,
Yeah, it's kind of different. I mean, I can only go by when I was your age. It's way different, but you probably fit right in because from what your mother left to what it is today is 180 degrees. The people don't even look at themselves. They don't look at themselves as connected to anything. Most Black people over here, they are charged up. If you say a word, they're ready to go. Their emotions guide them. Their emotions tell them what to do.
Wow.
They don't. I mean,
I don't know how you can live like that.
Right. But so that's why I thought this conversation is cool because even though you're from there, even though your people come from America, and you are one, you've never been here. So I thought that would be something to talk about.
Like, how do you mean?
So you're 17, right?
No, I'm 19.
You're 19 years old. So
yes.
What the average 19-year-old is going through here now, they mainly don't get no information from their parents about who they are or what they're supposed to do. When you're 19 here, you're told to go to school every day, which over in America, the school system is a joke. And it's been like that since my mama was in school. But we just go along with the program. We think we're going to get some kind of trinket at the end, a good job. But what it ends up doing, it pulls the people away from who they are and what they're supposed to be doing. Because all of these natural resources over here, we don't think we have nothing to do with them. And they're ours. And then, like I'm just now, the average kid that thinks like you crazy, what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're that disconnected from the land. I mean, I'm not saying everybody's like that because everybody's not like that. You got people like your mom got women who live on farm, and their kids are helping them with that farm, and there's a lot of that going on here, but it's so few and far between. It's almost an average 19-year-old. So you're 19 years old. What should you be thinking about right now?
What should I be thinking about now? Like what everybody is thinking about here?
No. I'm talking about you're a young woman. You're going into womanhood. What do you see? What do you see in the future? Because you're the one where the children are going to come through. The children are going to come through you. What are you going to have set up for them that they can fit in and do the role that they're supposed to do?
I'm actually thinking about changing the way of education in like all the countries because the way they teach in children is not really working. So I want to build a school, like a great school for a lot of children that don't really cost that much and everything. I want to build like a school city that will really teach children, and it'd be like it leave a lot of money for my children that I probably will have because I don't think I want to have children because there's a lot of children starving in the planet right now on the planet right now. So I think I adopt, but still, yeah, I want to change the education right now. And also I kind of want to like start it off by becoming an astronaut, you know?
Say that again?
Everything?
No, just the last part.
I'm studying to be an astronaut right now because I want to make a lot of money so I can get enough power to to build the school I want to build. Because I really wasn't learning much in school. The teachers was pretty like giving up on me, is bullying children. I mean, teachers kind of bullying people. It's a lot. So I want to change that.
So what's the problem you going to school over there in Israel, huh? What do they teach you about the Americans, the people in America?
They teach us nothing about America, like at all. We just know that there's a lot of murder over there. You know, black people getting killed. A lot of minorities being pushed down. They even pit like black people against Asian people. We learned a little bit about Martin Luther King and Michael X or something. I forgot his name. Like
Max.
I don't really know much. Yeah. And we learned a little bit about slavery. You know, we had a slavery day in our school, but mostly we learned about Jewish stuff. You know, because most of the schools are Jewish. We learned about Historia, Tanakh, Anglic, that's English. You know, stuff. I don't know how to translate all of it in English. You know?
So you speak Jewish or whatever the language is over there?
Hebrew. And Kaha. Yeah, a little bit. You know, because I have to talk to people, you know. So I can have friends, I guess.
So do you ever think about coming back over here, or not coming back, but do you ever think about coming here?
I never been there, but yes, I'm thinking about coming over there.
What would be your number one reason for coming?
To change everything in America, because like everything that's happening right now, it seems like it's a lot. Like it feel like the world is ending right now, honestly. So I kind of go for to fix it because I feel that I can really do something. You know, I'm doing stuff, but it's like a little bit because you know how children is using, you know, TikTok or whatever. Most of it, like people think it's dumb and people just dancing or whatever, but it's a lot of political stuff on there and everything. They even educate people on there about everything, you know, even spirituality, everything.
Well, you're 19, and I'll just say this: you're 19. When you're 24, you're not gonna think nothing how you think now. All that's gonna change.
Yeah.
So,
obviously, you never know what happens in the future.
So what I would say is learn as much as you can. Learn as much as yourself as you can. Don't let nobody come change your mind or whatever path you're on to knock you off that path. and keep learning as much as you can.
Yeah.
You know, I know in the whole Hebrew Israelite thing, how they train the women is just the opposite. You know, it's not supposed to be like that. So I kind of know we're talking to your mom the past couple of days, how that must have been. But women are the ones who give us birth. Everybody that's me that looks like a man comes from somebody that looks like you. So it's my job, like your mother said, to make sure they're protected, make sure they're taken care of, and make sure I'm not saying no dumb shit to them to confuse them. That's the job of all the men. Unfortunately, we take on other people's ideology, how other people do their women, and we try to do that with the women over here, and it don't work. Or keep learning as much as you can. You have a pretty smart mom there. Learn some stuff from her, and the stuff that your parents tell you, they try to tell you what they know at the time, because we all change every day. We're not to say you're not going to be the same person in the morning that you go to bed tonight as. You're going to change, and that's cool. Just go with the flow. Cool. Well,
yeah.
I thank you for joining us. We're going to talk to your mom right now. We love your feedback. If you have anything you want to say, please jump right in.
Okay.
Noga, how you doing today?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good.
So what do you think? What do you think about your kids over there in Israel as opposed to over here in America?
Well, I know they, being over here in Israel and this not being their land and the people here not being their people, they grew up around these people. This Israel is all they know, okay, because they were born here. I think to further their educational process, they need to go to their land and be around their people and learn from their people. It'll be like them starting over. I'm sure once they go over there, they're going to go through some shocks. They be a cultural shock for them because they've never been over there. They've never been around so many Black people. They used to be over here around a lot of Jews, a lot of Israelis, white people, and they have Jewish friends and everything, and that's who they hang out with most of the time. But I know when they go over there, and what I want to do when I come over there, I'm not trying to go around African Americans. I want to come around our indigenous people like yourself and like Lisa Akamaki and Venus Moon, and they can do volunteer work and learn from them. They don't have to learn that African American stuff. Hang out with the wrong people over there.
Yeah, one of the things that's over here that's cool, what a lot of us don't know about, is you have indigenous people living how they lived for the past million years, if that. See, a lot of people, how the history is given over there. I don't know how it's given over there, but over here it's given, where the white people always conquer. It didn't go down like that. So one of the things that I tell everybody to do is find out where your people are from. Find out who they were. Find out where they lived. So an example that you gave, you were saying that your people were from Birmingham. Well, all throughout Alabama, they got places where indigenous people live. Most people never go there. But when you go there, the people still walk around naked. They still catch the food from the land. They teach their children to do it. They fish with no fishing pole. They catch their fish with their hands. And this,
Really, do they over there in Alabama right now?
yeah, and they're in Alabama. They all over the place. We just don't go, and this is what I mean by the brainwash. We don't know nothing about our people. All we know is what goes on in the cities, what movies coming out next, when the game coming on. They got some new shoes down at the. That's basically where the Negro is over here now. They don't know nothing.
Right.
If it don't come off the TV, it's not in the Negro's mind. They don't read. They used to have about the time you left. They had a whole bunch of black bookstores. Those are virtually gone now. We don't read at all. All we do is watch TV. I'm serious. I'm not. Of course, I'm not saying every single person is like that, because it's not like that. There's some people out there that's doing cold shit. But for the most part, go to church, you know, and that's where.
Well, let me tell you, wherever your state of mind is, that's what you're gonna focus on.
Right.
I know me personally, I wouldn't have never known what I know if I didn't go on YouTube and see certain people, because I didn't know before what I know now what to even read or study. You know, I had silenced my questions. Let me tell you, I started my questions years ago when I was a child, because I used to get cursed out and everything when I used to ask questions, right? So I was like, oh, forget it, you know. But then I still had that yearning in me to serve a higher power, or not do certain things. You know, I had a lot of boundaries about me and morals about me. But I didn't know what to read or study. You know.
When you don't know when to read and study something, always study yourself. That's
Okay.
the way. Seriously. I mean,
Yeah,
seriously.
a lot of people don't get that kind of insight though.
I mean, of course. Oh, most definitely. You know, that's where we are now. All we do is follow what other people say. We don't think.
Yeah, that's how.
Right. I mean, that's how it is over here. You have a large Christian contingent over here of Negroes that was really into the church. When I moved to Alabama, one of the ladies down at the church that Martin Luther King used to pastor at before he went to Atlanta, she told me in the past 10 years, the black church population has plummeted. Why? Because people are starting to catch on to the bullshit. See, over here, they don't molest the little girls in the church no more. Now they do the little boys. That's normal. But we keep quiet. We don't say nothing. And this is the stuff that goes on. But a lot of people are catching up to this. They're seeing for what it is. And so that's going to be a way of life that you're not going to even see no more. The black church is done. And every city you go into where there's a black church, the community looks like it over in Israel, in shambles. They've done nothing but suck the money out of the community and put it in NASA's bank. They still do it.
Who took the money out the neighborhood, and where is it going?
The church. See, one of the things, see this, and that's what I mean, the way we think. You don't have a bank. You don't have your own money. So you put your money in other people's bank, and they loan that money to other people. But they never loan it back to the community that it came from. The African American hasn't figured that out yet.
Yeah, they it's called, you know, insanity, doing the same old stuff over and over again and expecting a different result.
Yeah. You know, no, they know they're doing it. They don't care. So you left in '88. The term African American was just coming out. Was it around '88? That was the time the term African American was just hitting. We were going from black to African American. One of the things you have to when you're programming a people, you can't do it overnight like that. You have to slowly get into it, slowly, so they won't think nothing's going on. And the African American, I mean, since you've been over there, the term has now we love it. We love that term, and the term doesn't mean nothing. You didn't call your people African Americans in the 1900s, the early 1900s. You trying to go back and say that Frederick Douglass was an African American when he didn't use that term. You see, I mean, just screwed up. And this is what they teach their children. And so now, when you go to talk to the average African American, you're talking to like a dummy. They don't nothing that comes out of their mouth is something they thought up. Everything that they think about, somebody else has taught them.
You know, I got a friend over here. She had listened to our first video. She said that we absolutely right. She said the whole situation is so embarrassing.
It is.
It's sad and embarrassing.
So that's what's about it, because since they're so embarrassed by it, they don't even want to talk about it. And I say, when you talk about it, that's the opportunity for change, because you're going to realize your mistakes and change them. We won't do that. The average person, I'm talking about you see in government, is an idiot. I'm talking about from the president on down. We had this cat named Barack Obama. He was the president over here. And he just came in, and I'm sure you heard about him, because I'm sure you have some Israeli ties. I mean, he just came out of nowhere. The African Americans, they didn't say nothing. They just jumped up and down. And I was like, and so I went and found out this guy, and I was like, damn, we don't really know who he is. And so the Negroes were just, I mean, it was like Christmas, New Year's, 4th of July, Thanksgiving, all wrapped up into one day. When he won for president the first time, Negroes went crazy. You hear me? I'm talking about crazy, fainting. This is like the return of Jesus. These are the kind of things that they were saying. I mean, this cat was in office for 8 years, completely ignored the African American community. It was time for him to run again. They did the same thing, even though he didn't do nothing, and even though there were people saying, y'all got to check this dude out. He's not right. They didn't want to hear that. The African didn't want to hear that. They went with it. So this is the path the African Americans is on, and I don't think, or don't want to, they should just be able to go on with what they're doing, because this is the kind of shit they let infiltrate their children's mind. They don't try to tell their kids nothing new or fresh. They only tell their kids what that TV tells them to tell their kids. That's how they roll. And I don't think I would get any negativity from that, because that's how they do it. You ask the average African American, well, who was your great grandmama? They don't know, but they can tell you about Egypt 10,000 years ago. That's how dumb we are over here. They know nothing about what their parents down in the South did and was doing, or what they built. They don't know. Don't care. I got people that I know that's from Mississippi. They say they'll never go back to Mississippi, ever. And Mississippi, I don't know if you've ever been to Mississippi. Mississippi's a beautiful place. Beautiful. I ain't never going there. The average Negro never leaves the city that they're in. unless they get on a plane, fly to another city back. They don't go check out the natural aspects of the parks. Most of the national parks here, very few go. Very few go swimming, scared of water. They might get their hair. We're not into that. We're not into the natural world. We're into whatever anybody else says. We don't even, so you like over here, we have a whole bunch of Chinese food places over here. And you try to tell the Negro, yo man, when these people come over here, they're allowed to bring their food with them. You think they're serving you what you eat. That's not how they do it. And we don't even look at it. We think Chinese, you don't think Chinese, sir, they got the billions of people over there to feed. They eat rats and stuff. That's a staple for them. You don't think they're gonna sell it to you to make money? We don't believe it. They wouldn't do that, yo, okay. You don't think Africans bring their food with them? They serve it to you to make more money because it's cheap where they come from, and we don't care. We don't care. You tell us, hey, yo, man, let's start eating rabbits, which is a delicacy all over the world. North American rabbits. So this is some of the things we're trying to do: have rabbit farms, raise rabbits. Negroes don't want to do that. Let's have fish farms. We ain't with that. Let's raise pheasants. Let's raise our own food source. We ain't with that. If it ain't fried chicken, we don't want it. So that's what I mean. The African American is just being, the indigenous people are being phased out through the African American, because the term black was used to just block them out. They blot them out. Let that go for a minute. Now let's change it to African American. Let's ship these shines over to Africa. And many are going. Africa's doing something. Oh, brothers and sisters, come back home. Another sham. And that's all we know is shams, and we go for it. Come on home to Africa. And they going over there getting their asses beat. Because we don't know. And it's not nobody else's fault that we don't know. It's our fault because we never go and try to look for anything. We never go exploring. We never wonder on a major scale. And so what the people like myself and other people like me are doing, we're getting at, we're learning the laws, because the laws are written against us, and the laws that were written that we had a hand in, they're so buried in all these libraries and all these schools, we don't know them. So that we have to go back and pull up all this stuff, it's things we don't know. We very rarely get no help. The black lawyers over here, they're a joke. Every time somebody gets killed, they send the same lawyer. It doesn't matter if the cat gets killed in Seattle or Miami. They send the same lawyer. And we got all these so-called black lawyers all over the country. It's the same lawyer doing the same thing. Your mic is off.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't want all that noise, you know.
Oh, I understand.
The thing is, our people is caught up into the matrix. I don't know if everybody really know what the matrix is. It's the system, it's the corporation that they system that they got set up, and everybody was raised in that system. You know, they that's why I don't think they able to my daughter wants to explain it. I'm gonna let her explain it about the matrix. Okay. Go ahead, sweetie. Okay.
Okay. What my mom's trying to say is, my mic is not on?
Yeah.
It's on.
Oh, okay. Can you hear?
Yeah.
Clearly.
I can't hear your mic. Oh, you were cutting it off because you guys are close. Okay, that's cool. Let her, when she finished talking, you can cut yours back on.
Okay.
What Maima's trying to say is from the systematic racism that I don't know how to say this in not sounding a racist way, the white people pushed on black people, teach like how they pushed them down in slavery and everything, making them down, raping black men in front of them to take away their masculinity and everything. They also doing it now with the healthcare, shooting black people, making sure like black people get the short end of the stick. They give some black people, you know, advantages and some privilege, but they brainwash, you know, with Donald Trump and everything, you know.
Well, how? Okay, so this is what I'm saying, and this is the information you'll get, and you'll take this and you'll pass it to your children. So I just want to ask you something. What if black folks didn't just participate? What if black folks didn't do it?
What if black folks didn't do it?
Yeah.
That's impossible.
Okay, I know you say, but it's not impossible for them to do it to you, but it's impossible for you to do it to them. Why?
Oh no, it's not impossible. It's really not impossible.
No, but why isn't it done? Example, over here, one of the things that the Negro does over here is we have about 80 to 100 nations that live over here. The Negro here takes his money and gives it to those nations, bypassing his children, community, everything. The Negro here in America have to give China $1 billion a day.
Yeah.
A day. Chinese.
Yeah.
Okay. This is here in America.
Yeah.
You think if the Negro went over to China, the China would give them $1 billion a day?
Heck no.
What's the difference?
There's no difference.
No. I mean, you talk about we don't have to buy their tennis shoes. Hell, you're the one who's doing it the best. You don't have to buy your hair from them. Your hair grow out of your head. The African American doesn't look at it like that. They look at it, I guess it's the matrix that she's talking about.
Exactly. And brainwash.
Because is it brainwash? Because
yes. Think about it.
Listen, I look around every day. And these Arabs, all these people coming over here, they have total disdain for the African American. Total, the way they look at them, the way they talk to them. These same African Americans happily will kick my ass to go to that store to give them their money. That's brainwashing. I'm asking you.
Yeah. It's not brainwashing because they chose to do that. They didn't choose to educate themselves. They chose to keep going what they what their parents taught them and what their parents taught them and what everybody taught them. Yeah, no,
I
get it right.
Yeah, but as a person myself, who my mother taught me the same shit, and I was like, nah, that's bullshit. Because I would ask her, what is she talking about? And when she couldn't explain it, I knew that she knew it. I knew she didn't know what she was talking about. So
exactly, that's your own intelligence.
Okay, so
everybody's not intelligent like that. Everybody's brain doesn't work like that. Some people just give in to the dumb shit, you know?
Hey, you're
different. It's other people that's different. Some people will listen, some people won't. It's always them dumb people. Brainwashed or not. If they was taught a certain way when they was younger, they will keep doing that way. And some people that will go away from that because they think, yeah, that just seemed kind of stupid. But some people be like, yeah, that's right. What you think conservatives is? Those people that's like abortion is bad. You shouldn't do anything with your body. Or when people is like, oh, women shouldn't, work or anything. They should stay in the kitchen. They should, stuff. You understand?
No, yeah,
Like, it's always dumb people. It's always people like Donald Trump is so smart, even though he openly talk about sexual assault and hating women. It's still people like, no, he's so smart. Just like some dumb women is over there saying, oh my God, he actually loves women. He's actually a feminist, even though he's clearly not. He's clearly a buffoon. Like,
hey, he can tell the women over here, I'm grabbing these hoes by the pussy, I'm getting them.
exactly. So don't forget, Donald. Like, if you read this book that Donald Trump's sister wrote about his family, that was talking about how Donald Trump was raised, how he was raised on a pedestal, but with no love. Like, he was raised like his father, and he slowly became a crazy devil pedophile that liked to sexualize women and what's that word again? It's not coming to me.
Yeah.
That's
and that's the norm, and that's the norm here. People fall for that Donald Trump.
I know, every day, dumb conservatives, they Confederate flags, and it just yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so like I'm saying, your thoughts now, in a few years, they gonna totally change because the world is gonna look to you in a little different in a few years.
Yeah, when I see more of it.
And I hope that you and your brothers and sisters and your mom can get back over here because we need some right thinking people.
Thank you.
Because I talk to my sister and a few sisters every day, and they're like, it's over. We're gone. That's just how. I mean, you're not here to see it. You just hear about it.
I don't hear about it. I see a couple of things on the internet, and that's all I'm seeing. That's all I see. And a couple of lives. I'm following the right people online, if you know what I mean. They show me what I'm supposed to see. I don't follow no dumb people.
Yeah, I mean that's cool. That's cool. But like I said, learn as much as you can. Always question everything. If it doesn't add up into nature, if it doesn't add up into nature, it don't add up, period. And that's what I would tell you. But Noga, how'd your kids get to be so intelligent?
Well, first of all, I've been away from them for 12 years, unfortunately. They was born over here, and then their grandma got sick. I showed you a picture of their grandma, my mother. I wish she was still here and be in their midst to see how intelligent and how beautiful they grew up to become, She was here back in 2009 for a month. They wouldn't let me back in. It's because when I was over here, I didn't get nothing, and I had to watch my back because if the cops saw me or any one of authorities saw me, they would arrest me.
For what?
Put me in jail. That's because I don't have excuse me. I don't have the right identification. I didn't have no identification, no work permit, nothing for me to be here.
So how'd you get there?
Well, I came here with a visa and a passport in '88. It expired. The visa and everything expired. I never went and got it renewed or nothing like that. Everything was still in baby stages as to the immigration process. And then even when the people was trying to get at least work permits or temporary residence, they was giving us a hard time about that. They had to I heard Benami had to make deals in order to get um, the work permits. It went up to work permits. Now,
So what kind of
since
deals were do you know?
That no more people can come back over here, but that was good in disguise. But that they couldn't come over here.
Oh, that
However,
no more people from America could come over there.
yeah, they didn't want no more black people from America to come over here.
Wow.
So anyone that no one was supposed to come over here. For those that was already here before 81, they went on and gave them temporary status. Not citizenship, but temporary status. I didn't get mine because I came in 88. And I didn't, I just stayed over here past my welcome. And I couldn't afford to have no kind of police authority to stop me and had them to ask for my ID.
So what did you do? I mean, how did you live like that? Because I know they ask for your ID everywhere you go.
I stayed, the term staying in the box.
Yes.
I stayed in the box. I stayed in the Mona. I stayed in the Kippur or the village. I could barely go to the little center in the shop. I had to stay in the community, in the village. I could barely travel on the bus. And those who they had, those that they had appointed to help the people with their paperwork and certification, was the only ones that could deal with your situation. You couldn't deal with your own situation, They was forging passports, and I heard that they used my passport for somebody else. So my identity was stolen. It was a mess.
So if you wanted to come home, explaining that like you just explained it, that would just fall on deaf ears.
With whom?
You know how you just
Follow what that is.
you wanted to go home, and they know you're not an Israeli citizen. You weren't born over there, and that there's nothing you can do or say to just go home. I mean, I'm sure they're kicking people out of Israel every day who's not from Israel. People who are trying to get into Israel. I don't know why they would do that, but there's no way that you can come home.
You mean come home to America?
I mean, wherever home is. I mean, you might change your mind and say your home is Africa. I don't know, but you could be there.
Well, they didn't have no problem deporting you. They was deporting, when the first wave of the Hebrews came over there, they was deporting people left and right. And then me have brought it to the attention of the brothers and sisters over in America, like Reverend Sharpton and all of them, and negative light on Israel. And so they had to cut down on making deals with Ben and me in order for the people to stay over there, because I don't know what constitutional amendment that was broken that where they violated our right to immigrate to another country or whatever. But I guess he appealed
Can one of you guys mute your mic? Can your daughter mute your mic? You have a reverb coming through hers. Okay.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Who might? Oh, okay. Can you hear me good now?
Yes.
Okay. So, it was, I don't want to misrepresent the truth on that, but all I know was that if you didn't have the proper paperwork and the police found that out, they'll deport you. First, they'll put you in jail and deport you.
So
Some of the brothers.
When the brother Ben Ami, when that brother bought you guys over there, did he die over there?
Yeah, he died over here.
Okay.
And was buried over here. Yeah.
Isn't that some kind of ritual?
Ritual.
Your daughter saying, yeah. What you mean? What you mean, Ramaya?
I just want to add a few things to my email thing so she can understand what happened, why she didn't get her citizenship. Because I heard it from his daughter that live above my friend, which is my bestie. I told her about this and she understands. That's why I like her. So all the people that Abu Gadol didn't really agree with in the keeper, he will burn their paper so they won't get anything. And my Ima did have a baby before she got married. So I guess he didn't really approve of her, so he probably burned her papers. All the people that he approved of and that he liked got all their citizenship, and they had to deal with the army. So if you ain't have citizenship, and if one of your children go over there and get their citizenship, when they go to the army and serve for 2 years or whatever, they will get their citizenship, and everybody will get their citizenship. But we didn't get that because I guess Abba Gadol only approved of some of us. He approved of my Abba and my sister and 2 of my brothers. I mean 3 of my brothers. No, yeah, 2 of my brothers. They got their citizenship and everything, but the rest of us don't. And
hold on. Somebody had to approve.
Yes, Abba Gadol have to approve. If he don't like you, you don't get your citizenship. You're like, yeah, you suffer here.
Who the fuck is he?
What kind of asshole?
You see how we do each other? These are the positions we put our children in.
Yeah. If you got pregnant before you got married, or if you was in a young age, they would shave your head and shame you.
They would what?
Shave your head and shame you. But my mom won't let that happen. She won't let them shave their head. If
I didn't get my head
did that,
shaved.
I won't let them shave my head. I would have broke their nose.
Okay, so you guys wearing locks over there. Over here.
Oh, these not locks. This is just twists.
I mean, but it looks like it. It can pass. It's your hair, right?
Yeah.
You see that? You see what we can do with our own stuff? Over here, it's not like that. The majority of women wear wigs. Chinese wigs.
Is that a problem?
Yeah, but they have tracking devices. And also, when you wear a wig, your hair, when them sun rays come down and hit you, your hair captures those sun rays and you pick up all that energy from the sun. When you're wearing a wig, you don't pick that up. I mean, this is simple stuff that we should know, because your hair, you're like a human tree. Your hair is like the leaf. I mean, this is the culture we taught.
The branches?
Huh?
Never mind.
No, we're
nothing.
We're human trees. We're not really, but we're like trees. We have leaves. We bear fruit, children. We're connected to the earth. I mean, it's simple stuff. We don't even understand it. We won't even look at a tree and understand that. So we have people that That's what I mean. China's making millions a day. And then when the sister take off the weed, she bald headed under there because she don't believe that if you cover up your hair, it don't get no sunlight, it don't get no air, it's gonna die. It's 2020, and we still stuck there. Now, don't get me wrong. They got some sisters wearing their natural hair that's showing out. Beautiful. But for the most part, cut their hair off. Remember, that's what the Army does when they first get you. Cut your hair off.
That's only for the boys. That's only for the boys. They have to cut their hair. Girls just put their hair in a ponytail.
Yeah, well, girls are kind of new to it. They've been doing the men for a long time, cutting their hair off. And we still stuck in that. And we don't understand what that signifies. So, like you said, they cut your hair off over there to shame you. And we never get it. I'm not shamed. Yeah. When I was a little kid, if you had a bald head, you got your head slapped. Now it's cool over here now. And brothers start losing.
They still do that.
And brothers over here lose their hair at 25. You got brothers over here going bald at 30 years old. And we don't figure out, well, what's wrong? Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. What's happening over here, and your mother will see it when she comes back, because when she left, it was totally different of how it is now. But what's been done with the African American since the African American has came onto the scene, they damn near done got rid of the people. It won't take long now because we hate each other. Men hate women, women hate men, everybody's gay, which means you can't produce no children. And that's the quickest.
You can still produce children if you're gay. You can still produce children if you're gay.
Well,
just letting that out there. I've been educated on gay people. I met a couple of them. You can still have children. You don't have if you have children, you don't always have to have children with the person you're with. But both, if you two women, you can have children.
Excuse me, boo. We don't want to hear all that shit. We just want to hear how is it done.
You want to hear how is it done? You know, if it's two men, they have a surrogate. They have the children. The surrogate have the child for them. They get paid for it. Yeah. Or if they have a person that want to have the baby for them. For women, they get inseminated. And yeah, but if two lesbians want to have a baby together, it's a bone and marrow instead of a female that's acts as a sperm. But it can only produce women. Science.
Oh yeah. Okay. So you see where science has taken you. You
crazy places. Not all good, but yeah.
No. You only have animals don't do it like that. Ants don't do it like that.
Animals. It is gay animals. Like if you look it up, it is. It's just to keep the population under control. So you know how giraffes is like the most contained out of them. Like they keep they pack small but big enough for it to survive and good, because they don't want to overpopulate. Because if it's too much giraffes, wow. If it's too much lions, too much zebras, the world will be overpopulated. Just like how humans, since people's oh, gay people shouldn't be there, abortions or whatever. Why you think the world is overpopulated? You know. If you look on the dark web, you will see that the world is overpopulated if you hack into the CIA documents or FBI. Yeah. The dark web is scary, so I don't think you should go in there.
You're 19 years old.
Yes.
And you think
hacking into the dark web.
I mean, you're 19. Hey, I know where you coming from. I know. I ain't tripping. You're 19 years old.
Yeah, should not go on the dark web.
So check this out. So you're 19 years old, and you want to keep your bloodline. Your mama, your grandmama, your great grandmama, all of that leads to you. You have seeds in your body, eggs in your body that were passed down from those females. It's just how it's done.
Yes.
How are those seeds gonna get the spark to grow?
What?
How are those seeds going to
No,
be? How are those seeds going to be fertilized to come to life?
if I, do it with somebody, or if I choose to get inseminated, or if I want to use, if I was a lesbian, I use my girlfriend's bone and marrow.
You're
It's kind of like
breaking
both
up,
of our
Ramia.
babies.
What's going on?
Oh, it's probably because of your, Ima, it's probably because your mic is on.
Yeah, you kill your mic, Noga. So how do those seeds? So how do?
Okay, it's multiple ways. You can get inseminated by your partner if he's a male. You can get inseminated by your partner if she's a female. Just use some bone and marrow. It's still your eggs getting fertilized. The baby is still growing in your stomach. Still gonna work, I can get inseminated from a lab, use somebody I choose sperm. Same stuff. It's still my babies. It's still gonna be my ima's bloodline because it's coming out of my stomach. A guy give his seeds to another woman to hold his baby for him. It's still his bloodline, still his seed. His parents is still getting that grandbaby. If it's two lesbians, they still getting pregnant. Still the blood, like it's still their bloodline, just not from the partner they with, or probably it is from the partner they with. Just depending on how they feeling, unless they adopt.
Okay,
Then it's not from their bloodline.
I'm gonna be with the rest of the crowd because they're saying that you don't make no sense, and I want to tell them.
Yeah, I get that. Like, I understand that because it's your generation. I understand that. Y'all think completely.
Listen, hold up, listen. You're gonna have to listen. I know you're 19 and you think you know it all, but you don't.
I don't think I know everything, but you're right.
And you're not making sense. And this is what we're trying to get a point of this. That all this stuff that we believe in and that we learn from other people, that we believe other people teach us dumb shit, we end up being dumb for the rest of our lives.
Exactly.
And I'm saying you're 19 years old, so it's no big because you're going to change your mind. You're going to learn. You're going to continue to grow. But this is what and the chat sees it. They like, what? Because you don't
It's
know.
a new way of thinking. Don't forget. People.
It ain't no new way of thinking. Your Bible teaches you that two men created a woman. Yeah, I know you don't.
I know about the Bible, and I know it's a bunch of bull crap because it was written by a bunch of different people and changed multiple times, obviously.
Yeah,
and plus the term what you call how you say it, pedophile the term pedophile was changed into homo or whatever. They changed that in the Bible. I don't remember what day. I can look it up next time and put it in the comments when I come on the video. But yeah, they changed that pedophile into homo for whatever reason, just for the kicks of it, because they really trying to make it seem wrong, and I don't really see it.
They don't.
And plus, people say people choose to listen. People always say people choose to.
Check this out, Ramaya. Just check this out, love. You're gonna have to learn to listen. I know it takes a minute. I have daughters too, but you're gonna have to learn to listen.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to learn to listen and stop talking when you're trying to have a conversation with people. You just keep talking and talking and talking. You're not saying nothing, and when we try to get answers from you, you run away from that and that. So we're gonna end this conversation with that, because if that's how you want to live and be, baby, it's your life. I can't tell you what to do with it. You do whatever, but I guarantee you, in 2 years, you're gonna have a different thought pattern than what you have now. Because one of the ways to get rid of people quickly is to make sure they have no children. And the quickest way is to make sure you don't have no children. That way you won't have no children to have no children. See, you only think of yourself, and you got to think of your mama, your sister, you're a group of people, and you just think of yourself. And that's how most people do. They only think of themselves. If your mama aborted you, or your mama was a lesbian the night that you was conceived, we wouldn't even have this conversation. So I hear what you're saying, but we coming up on the hour over here, and I can't share this with nobody because we keep going over an hour. Noga, what do you expect from your children from being over in Israel, knowing that they're from here? Do you see how they could grow and flourish over here as opposed to Israel? Could they get what they're not getting in Israel here?
Well, they definitely not getting the same thing like from America, from over here. It just but they promoting the same idea, over in America and over here. It's no difference. The homosexual thing, the pedophile thing, all of that is worldwide, and all of that is in a part of the matrix. And what I'm basically trying to teach the children about the system, about what it's designed to do, and what it's teaching us, and the agenda that it has. And I don't want them to get caught up into this system and the stuff they putting on TV, on social media, and stuff like that. We talk about that all the time.
We have a question.
And
No, go ahead.
Yeah.
We have.
So like you saying, she's young, but we go to America. I just want her to know who her people is, her heritage, and to grow around them, and them to help her to learn, because it takes a village to raise the children. And that's how our ancestors used to do it. That's how we used to raise our children.
Right.
But, she's growing up in the era where it's pedophilia, homosexuality running rampant, and it's becoming the norm and all of that.
I mean, she sounds just like kids over here. I mean, this is so when you say it's the same thing over there, I'm sure it's worldwide.
Yes.
But let me answer this question. This comes from the chat. If the whole world was gay, would it be any creation on the planet? Will people exist?
Yes.
Explain.
I read it. Yes, I read it. Yes, it will be creation. I explained it in 3 ways.
You didn't.
Look, if it was lesbians and gay people, you think they won't work together to have children. I don't understand why that don't click into people's heads that they will still have children. They still want to have children. The children even grow up straight. They will still have children. They still want to have children. Conceive. Some of them want.
Now, when you're speaking,
the method that she's talking about. Okay, can I say this?
Well,
what she's talking about. Okay, she's saying it don't matter who. You want to say something, Carrie? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And this is what I'm saying. When you're asked, and this is what the Hebrew Israelites and all these cats do, and this is the problem. Brother just asked her a simple question. We don't know what color socks she got on. We don't want to know what she had for breakfast this morning. If the world was gay, would there be any creation on the planet? Yes or no?
Yeah, I say yeah.
Oh,
of course.
How would that happen?
I explained it. Like, see, I say it a lot of times, but you really not listening.
No,
they will still conceive like normal.
That answer,
like normal or differently, if they have scientists, yes.
That answer you gave, it doesn't work, and you know, and that's why everybody's tripping.
How doesn't it work? Explain, please.
Explain to me. Who have you seen do that?
You skipped. Sorry.
Who have you seen do that? Where are your friends that took the bone marrow and got the sperm from the bone marrow? Who do you know that have done that?
It was some friends that I had in Beersheba actually. The name is Leah and Katya. They like a Russian couple. They did it. Their baby is cute. Is she is really blonde and really white because the parents are both really blonde and really white. But obviously, like the baby came out, but it's a girl. Like I said, it only comes out as girl.
Hey y'all, you see, you see, this is where the
And my
children.
mic turned off.
This is what
It's
I'm
where the children like. I
I didn't-
know that y'all don't understand and it's okay. It's really okay.
we,
But they still can see like normal.
well, we understand, boo. We understand. No,
Do you?
yeah,
It
yeah.
seems like you don't.
Yes.
It seems like you kind of judging them.
No, baby, I'm not this.
And it seems like you really like it's the disbelief in your face. I really see it.
Baby. Listen, that's not happening. See, you're over here in America.
Look, everybody's not gonna do it. It's still straight people here, yeah. But like it's not gonna always.
Ramaya, don't you speak to people, let people speak, and then you speak? That's what I'm saying.
Oh, sorry.
I mean,
I'm a talkative.
I mean, yeah.
Sorry, I'm talkative.
I know, it happens. Look, baby.
I'm sorry.
So you think if your mama had you from another woman's bone marrow, you would be sitting there?
No. Everything happened for a reason because she was meant to meet my Abba. Everybody don't just like choose to be gay.
Thank you.
It's like if that's true, that means everybody was born gay. That's dumb. Like if you can choose to be gay, that means everybody had a little bit in them to be gay, you know?
But
that makes no sense.
But you're talking ifs, maybes. I don't know. And that's
it's not. I don't know. It's like it's guaranteed 100%. If 100%. Some people. 100%.
Noga, I truly hope that you get what you wish to come back home to America, to see your people that are here, to see where your people come from, and to show your children that. Because when we're disconnected from life, we start to make death look good. And that's going full-fledged over here. We're not into life no more. We don't believe in it. It's secondary. And we are trying to say everything to make sure it don't work like that. So I hope, I wish, because you were cool, sister. I really appreciate you coming on, sharing with us. And it's just to give us over here in America, because many of us don't really go to Israel. We only know Israel from the Bible, those little drawings in the Bible, whatnot. So I really, really, really appreciate you giving us your point of view, showing us how it is over there, the pictures that we showed the other day, because it gives us a little insight of what's going on, not just over there, but over here. So I want to say thank you. And if you have any last words to share with us, please do.
Well, yes. Well, we, us people that is aware of nature, just like they pushing their thoughts and their ways in the matrix, what they picked up in the matrix, our people not being aware of who they are and just being gullible and allowing foreigners to come over and take our land and do what they want in our land to us, against us. Since they so vehemently doing that, we got to vehemently stand up for what we know what is right and for nature you know, and what our forefathers stood up for. We got to come together as one and push what we know is right. You know,
You're right.
That's all I can say.
Well, I want to thank you. I want to thank Ramaya for joining us.
Romia,
Romia. You
Thank you
know,
for having me.
I can't read. So, no, go. We gonna chat soon. I'm gonna call you after this. Okay.
yes.
Okay. Before we go, and this is why I wanted to have them over here to let you know that what's going on over here is going on over there. Same thing. Same thing that's going on over there is going on over here. Because the world isn't ran by us. We don't have no input on it. We just do what we're told. And I want to leave with this quote from Maggie Twinkle Toes. It is not up to you to shame or exclude anyone to fit your narrative or agenda. And that was sent to me. And first of all, Miss Twinkle Toes, I'm not here to shame nobody. I just asked a question. And it seems when you're asked a question and that you can't answer, or that everybody's more confused before you start talking, you call it that we're shaming. You make the person who asking the question the enemy. He doing something wrong. It's not up to me to shame or exclude. No, it's not up to me, because I made the point. Hey, baby, you can do it's your life. You can do whatever you want. It's not up to me. That's all. I'm just asking a question so we can get an understanding. But we can never get no understanding because we're always talked about because we asking something that's done that you think is cool. Well, explain it. And it can't be explained. And you just saw it couldn't be explained. So now you want to come to her defense and say, we're trying to shame or exclude. If I told my daughters that I'm going to have a baby by getting bone marrow from somebody, they would look at me like I was a fool. But you would say I'm shaming. They were shaming me. Look at the Georgia Guidestones in Georgia. And it tells you that they have to get rid of 8.5 billion people. It's in all of these nations' languages, but it's not in yours, which means they're talking about you. This is for Maggie Twinkle Toes. I don't shame anybody. I let people do that themselves. If you ask me a question, you get an answer. It's not going to take me 10 minutes to answer the question. It's going to take me 3 seconds. But we don't answer the questions because we don't know, and we just start reaching for shit, which brings confusion, which means our kids gonna be confused. And you're with that. I see it. I'm not excluding anybody. I'm just saying the heartbeat of life, gay people are not into that because they choose. Nope, they choose to be in a relationship where kids are the last thought. Their life is the last thought. I mean, yeah, you can, of course, yeah, okay, you can do all the, you can adopt, you can do all that stuff, but I'm talking about the bloodline, who you are. You can't clone no sheep. That's not what you're supposed to do. Not saying it's not being done, because it is, but that's not what you're supposed to do. And all the Negroes who go that route side with that route. Okay? There's a thing we're living called life. Everybody's enjoying it. Everybody loves it. This is my life. You don't tell me what to do. Okay? When you try to take that whole concept of life and you try to change it to what you want it to be, when life is what got you here, you're fucking playing with fire. And if that's what you want to play with fire, I'll give you the match to start it. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Really appreciate it. And we hope you learned something from this sister. And this is what happens. This is what happens. You got to pay attention to yourself. You are a part of something. You're not something that you can just snatch out of a bone marrow and make something. That ain't how it works. We're going to see you next time. And again, thank you guys for joining us. Peace.